How's
Here we
grooving?
are. I got my coffee mug. Tim Hortons.
I got mine.
Here's a toast to you, sir. Mr. B. Clink the glass.
Tink. It's even got my little caricature on there. Look at that.
Yeah. And it's just the wrong brand, though. We got to get the NoBS caricatures going, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it. We talked about that last week a little bit. So how's it going otherwise?
It's been going good. We've been busy here this week. So
I'm good to hear that. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm good to hear that. I'm good to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. So what's going on?
No, we started up Petawawa hockey last week.
Right.
And
I think we talked about that last week a little bit.
We did a little bit. And so every night, usually starting at 5, we have about 2 or 3 teams that we got to shoot. They come in the studio, shoot them against a white background, and then they'll be sent out. So we've been doing that, and then during the day we get here, and even today, that's why we're a little bit late, because my wife and I are trying to get things organized, and she was working on the laptop getting all the players' information put onto the Excel sheet and that's got to go to this company and that. So
nice.
I didn't get a chance to fix my stuff here before I got on here, so.
No, that's okay. We'll give you a pass. You're busy. Busy is good, really good. And I think you offered to do in some future, not so distant future, PhotoBuzz live stream, either a live or you're going to show us a recording of you shooting some of those teams so that we can see how that.
I'm going to try and do some this week, or that maybe one of the teams this week will let me do a little bit of behind the scenes. It won't be long, but maybe we can get at least one team or a couple players from each team. And then I can show you my screen and show you how we work it out.
That's what you got to do during these COVID times.
Oh, you got to do whatever you got to do. It's one of those times.
So today is my first day out of quarantine. I was in a 2-week quarantine up until last night at midnight, and it feels really good, man. I'm telling you, we weren't allowed to leave our yard, and it was. I felt it was very unfair, but whatever. I just dealt with it. I didn't let it get to me, and we locked down for 2 whole weeks. And the first week was okay. The second week was like, all right, this is getting a little long. And then last night it was like, yeah. So at about 10 to midnight, I got in the car and I drove across to the studio. I just wanted to go for a ride. So weird.
Getting a little stir crazy.
Oh, you have no idea. So that's been my life, and I put myself in a pretty strict regiment for the most part. We did lots of stuff to stay focused. We avoided, letting go, and it kind of helped. It really helped quite a bit. We were very disciplined about it. So, and we scheduled an ice ferry for not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, and it's filling up already. So there's still enough winter outside to go with a ice ferry.
No, exactly.
So we're looking forward to that. Today at 4:00, we're doing a Zoom call with a prospective wedding client. And this Saturday, we got an executive session and a couple other appointments. I don't remember. I just noticed the day is filling up. So it's nice. It's nice to be back in the saddle.
Yeah.
Now normally I'm gone for 3 months every winter. So normally I am away. And the reason I was in quarantine was because we came back early because of the strict government travel regulations. We thought we better just get home early.
Yeah.
We flew in 2 weeks ago via Atlanta, and we had 2 negative PCR tests, and in spite of that, they still forced us into lockdown quarantine.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't look sick, so that's good.
There's no way in a million years I had that, but anyways, we just had to follow, because, they were checking up on us. They were phone calling us. Twice they showed up, the COVID cops, I called them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, at our door, and they're just checking up on me. I thought it was so draconian, but anyways, it's nice to be back. I just hope they don't go back into lockdown.
Oh, me too.
Because I think it's ridiculous myself, and looking forward to a busy season. Even if I'm 30% normal, 50%, 40% pre-COVID days, I'll be happy with that. I mean, anything other than you can't not open. I can't stand that. I know. You cannot open is really, really hard. People don't understand.
I think it's affected the mental health of people too. I mean, even with me, my physical health, like I find these days, even my wife and I, I'm like, I'm going to have to get myself checked out, not for COVID or anything, but I just find my body, run down. I find that I'm just lethargic.
Right.
I even started feeling like maybe some chest pains, nothing major. I mean, you know me, as soon as I feel something, it's like, oh, I'm probably having a heart attack or something. She's like, you're not having a heart attack. So
Are you a little bit, what do you call that? Not claustrophobic, a hypochondriac?
no, my brother is though. My older brother is. Anything that comes out, he thinks he's got it. So
Right. So you must be deathly afraid of COVID.
probably. But,
So yeah, you got to, if you go out for a walk, and especially in the sun, at least once a day, you're going to do yourself a world of good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And one thing that I did on my goals list was drink more water, because I don't drink enough water. So
No, eh?
no.
Okay. I thought you were going to say you're going to drink more beer. I'm like, oh, whoa.
I've actually cut a lot of beer down. I used to drink all the time, and now it's just like I'll have the odd beer here and there. I mean,
you are getting older. There's that too.
Yeah. I'm not getting older. I am older.
So, so you're optimistic about the photography, all in all, assuming nothing drastic happens, which I doubt that anything drastic will happen.
No.
You feel optimistic about the
I do.
direction?
Well, we've had to incorporate a lot more stuff too. Like I'm starting to incorporate video now into my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
How's that?
it's not too bad. Like I bought this video camera right here that you're watching me on right now. Just an old 12-year-old Sony camera. Or no, actually it's a Canon video camera.
I thought so.
And then my buddy Dave, who does that TV show with me, he's actually a lot of video too, and he has his little Sony one that's even better than mine. It's 4K. It's more modern. I've got lav mics. We got everything. So we're starting to incorporate that because now I always said I was never going to get into video. I'm a photographer. I'm not a videographer.
Me too. I've always felt the same way.
Yep, but it's going that direction now, and if you don't want to keep up with the trends, sometimes you're going to be left behind. And a lot of photographers are either doing videography for their business, or like Warren does. Warren does it with the dancing and stuff like that. He does the videotapings and that, or they're hiring videographers to do the video for them. So they're starting to incorporate it more in their business. So we did it ourselves. I actually went out and did my first real estate shot, and I don't know how many years last weekend. And now we're starting to incorporate possibly doing the video walkthroughs and the 360s and stuff like that too. And he's coming on as my video guy. And
Nice.
so yeah, I'll be charging so much for the photography, and then we'll charge extra if you want video and drone work. He has a drone, and he also has the video cameras and my cameras, and we have a little gimbal that works with my cell phone that does 1080p, and it works amazing. I'll have to show you some footage one time.
I got one of those, but I never use it.
Yeah, it's
I paid
awesome.
like $500 for it. It's like, damn, I feel so. Some of the stuff I buy, I add it to my collection of stuff I'll never use again. I don't know.
I took my daughter skating, and we tried it there, and it was great. We're skating, and it was smooth because it's a nice stabilizer on it. And then we even did, Dave and I went and interviewed one of my clients for our TV show. And as we were doing it with both our cameras doing two different angles and my lav mics on, we did some B-roll with the actual gimbal with just using this guy here that does 1080p, no problem.
That's all you need.
And the footage that comes from it, people, they don't even realize it was done from a cell phone. They thought it was done from an expensive camera. So,
They're amazing, those cell phones. So John Rumble is saying, I want to point out what he's saying. I want to ask John a question. They're still doing, he's asking if they're still doing team photos, even though the season was crap. I guess you would answer that one. Obviously, you are doing team photos.
I think we're the only ones in this area.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
John's saying there's crickets. He does team photos, but there's nothing. I guess everything just went into a moratorium, a sports team moratorium. Hopefully it comes back. So John, I know you've been doing. We can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Okay, we can't hear John Butler. So I'm just going to keep talking. We don't want to hear him anyways. Let me tell him you're muted.
There we go. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. No, I actually prefer it the other way. Can we go back?
Yeah, no, I don't know how. It must have came unplugged and then it muted me. So sorry about that. But no, we started here only because I think in this whole area, our Petawawa here is the only hockey association playing in this area. And Pembroke too. And so the only way we were able to do it was we had to keep it COVID safe.
Yep.
And the teams themselves are not even playing normal. They only have
But they want
10
team
players.
photos.
They're just still, yeah, they want team photos, but they're only doing 10 players a team. They have one goalie and 3 on the ice at a time with the goalie instead of 5.
Okay.
And that's how they're playing. So they have 10 players. They come in here. Each player takes 30 seconds to shoot. Basically, I do a casual shot holding their stick.
Right.
I do it standing as if they're in the back row of a team picture. And then we sit them in a chair and shoot 2 shots of them sitting down as if they were in the front row. And then later on, I'll go and look at them and see who's going
Yep.
back row, who's going front row, and I'll send it off.
So they only have 3 on the ice.
Yep. Plus a goalie.
So you know what I call that?
Overtime.
Yeah, it's kind of like overtime. I call that the same thing I call it when I was talking to my nephew the other day about me. It's funny that at midnight I'm safe, like I'm out of quarantine.
Yeah.
But before midnight, I'm a threat. And he's like, yeah, that's because of science. We had a good chuckle over that one. So yeah, sometimes these things don't make any sense, but whatever, got to go with it. So,
Yeah.
John, I thought, John, you were doing real estate video for many, many years. The either 360 stuff. I know you were doing the drone stuff. Not John, not you, John. The other
okay.
John
John
Rumble. He's making comments and
Yeah, he said, yep, I started video a couple months ago.
doing the real estate. He was doing the specialized walkthrough stuff. It's like virtual reality. It sounds like a niche within a niche. It sounds really.
The only thing I don't like about doing the 360s is a virtual reality. 360 might be easier, but there's a virtual reality you can get. It's called Matterport or whatever. It's this big, huge $3,000, $4,000 camera that does it all, and it does like an architectural map of the house. And you click on the room, and it goes in, and you can walk through. The only thing is, you have to use, I believe, their software and able to view it. So you have to take their software and put it on this person's site in order to use it or something. I don't know how that works.
John says he's been doing it for years, but not for real estate. So, okay, I see. So you're starting to do a video a couple months ago. I'm not sure if that means video in general or video for real estate or both or whatever. But I don't I've never, like you, John, I've never been intrigued nor saw myself getting into video. I got asked to shoot a video a couple days ago for a guy who I shot his headshots. He's going to Nashville to record an album. He's got a huge opportunity. He's a singer, country singer. And they love their pictures. They contacted me and said, can you do a music video? They were requesting one from one of his hit songs.
Okay.
I'm like, it was tempting. But I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I know. How do I... It's not my thing.
I know. Well, I'm getting used to it a little bit.
So, but I do video of for my studio, and it's pretty straightforward. Just 2 lights, and good clear audio. Actually, I want to show a couple pictures of a shoot I did yesterday in our kitchen.
Okay. And see, what I'm going to do too is last year I did some video clips from when you were here doing the fairy days, and I might see if my friend Dave will edit those together for me with some music to use for advertising it this year for you. But this year I'm actually going to use my Canon camera here and my gimbal with my cell phone. We're going to do some behind the scenes stuff this year for sure.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So can I show my screen? I want to get off topic here for a second. I want to just show some how I lit some photos yesterday. My wife said, can you take pictures of some of my jewelry creations? And I was like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, we're ready for you whenever it comes up here.
Select window.
I think we've also got Diana Von Low Rains watching us right now too.
Hey Diana, how are you? You have lots of snow and cold?
I think you're on the wrong one. You went to, instead of the Chrome tab or whatever, you went to...
I ruined it, didn't I?
No, you're getting that infinity thing going there. Look how big my head is.
John, help me.
Yeah. So what you got to do is...
Stop screen there.
Yeah, there you stopped it. Now, when you go to start screen, share screen, and you go share screen, you're going to see your entire screen, application window, or Chrome tab. If you do entire screen, you're going to get that infinity. You want to probably go to Chrome tab if you have it open.
I don't use Chrome.
Okay, so what does it say? Enter screen, entire screen, application window.
Is that it?
I think you did her.
Can you guys?
That's working.
Can you see the pieces of earrings?
Yep, I can see them all.
All right, I'll go through this really quick. I just wanted to get into some technical stuff, and I want to talk copywriting, a little bit about mindset, and if I, the photo viewer is not showing up. If I do this and open it in Photoshop, can you see that?
You'd have to go back and share your screen again and share your Photoshop screen. It will work though.
All right, it's a pain in the butt a little bit.
It's similar to Zoom. You have to share each screen separately. You can't have one and then just open another.
Zoom's a little smoother. If I understand correctly, this was a bit of a downfall with this software we're using. Can you see that now?
Right now, I just see the same screen you had before where it shows 10 or 12 pictures there.
Stop screen, share screen, share screen, share screen, select window or screen. Now.
There we go. I see Photoshop now.
I didn't mean to show Photoshop. I meant to show the photo gallery.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, okay, Photoshop will work. Okay, so here's our kitchen. Here's my handheld Sony with the 135, and I'm shooting at 2.8. That's the fastest that lens goes. And we got a shipment from Album-Epoca a few days ago, and this is the box. I'll talk about those next upcoming photo buzz. Because I ordered 2 new wall samples. Album-Epoca does these wall prints now, and they do this interesting material. It's like almost like a hard plastic with a nice edge.
Oh, okay. Like an acrylic?
Yeah, it's acrylic-y-ish. And they also have a framed one, which I ordered as well, and I'll show you those later. But this is the smaller box with the framed image. It was a beautiful image with a canvas mount on it. And I wanted to illuminate these earrings. And so all I did was I used our light.
Chandelier.
You could see it right there.
Yep.
Bingo. And I went auto ISO, auto white balance. And there's a light coming in from over to the right. There's patio doors, and over to the left, there's a small kitchen window. So I was like, this is all I got. I got nothing to work with, so I don't have any reflectors. Just use the box. And this is what I ended up with. Can you see that?
Yep, looks awesome.
Okay. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. And, I did 2-3 exposures of each one. And I could only get so close with that lens. So I shot them horizontally, full res. And then I went in and cropped vertically. And for what my wife uses these for, it worked out pretty good.
Well, the background's nice because it's got kind of a bluish background that matches the whole perspective of it.
I want to grab a different background. So, oh yeah, okay. I got to show you how I did this. This is interesting. So, okay, back to, see this abstract picture over here?
Yep.
Right to the far right. I asked my wife to grab it and hold it, and that's what she's holding right here.
Okay, yep.
Kind of works.
It does.
And this was another one of the necklaces she had me photograph. So she had me photograph about 9 or 10 of those. I just wanted to share that with you guys to show you how you can get some kind of decent results.
Definitely.
Even though you have limited tools at your disposal. It's all about, I believe the most important thing is having the right lens. I've just been a real stickler for having the best lenses that money can buy.
Definitely.
And if you can't afford it, you got to find a way to afford it. A good lens will last a long, 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 long time.
Yep. I'm still using for my main camera my Canon 6D, which is 12 years old by now, probably, or 8 years old, something like that.
Right.
But it does the job. I'd rather invest in my pro lenses.
It's where it matters the most, in my
Yep.
opinion. So,
But that reminded me of I forget his name now offhand. It'll have to come to me. But there's a headshot photographer out of Calgary, and he does mostly on location, and he just does one softbox with an reflector underneath and the kicker light coming back. And sometimes he'll spray and he uses speed lights, and he uses another speed light in the background. But a lot of times he'll do that. He'll take artwork on the wall, and if you stand far enough back and zoom into the person and blur that background enough and get the right perspective, it blurs it to like you did there, and you can't tell it's a painting.
it works.
It does.
I love doing stuff like that, and I don't know to what degree I would do that for clients' work. I don't really consider my wife a client because she's not paying me. I might put more work into it. However, you know,
Yeah, but the client's not there. They're not going to know what you use for a background.
True, and who knows if they saw that, they might think weird thoughts about it, like, oh, is that all you did? You didn't bring all your big fancy backdrops and equipment.
Yep.
I don't know. But that kind of strategy can work in commercial setting and can work for, especially for weddings, you know, if you're doing detail shots, rings
Definitely.
and stuff like that.
Well, my friend, a videographer in town who does weddings, we were actually talking yesterday, and he loves my gimbal. And I showed him the footage on my phone from the gimbal. He's like, that's all you need. But he goes, the problem is he doesn't do it at a wedding, even though he'd like to get one. He says, these people are paying you all this money to do video, and you walk around with a cell phone, they're going to kind of look at you funny and say, what are you doing? But they don't realize if they don't see it and they thought it was a real camera, then
Because it's on a gimbal.
Yeah.
Because it's on, right. I think that makes a big difference. And you can add a huge lens shade over it, and people freak out over that. It's like, whoa.
Well, you can get the pocket ones now, and they do up to 4K. And what it does, it's a gimbal, but it looks like a little eyeball. And there's like a little mini SD card in it. And then you put your cell phone on to use as a viewer, and you just tell them, I'm just using as a viewer, but because that's all you're doing. It's actually recording on the SD card, and you can actually go around and do it. And it does up to 4K, too. So that works, too.
That sounds like, what's that brand? I have one.
Mine's from DJI, I believe it is, the Osmo.
Yeah. Well, what's the main company?
I think it's DJI.
No, there's another one. Anyways, they're sponsored by the Red Bull.
Okay.
They put them on top of their helmets when they go skydiving and shit.
Yeah.
What's that company called?
I don't know the name of it. Oh, GoPro.
Thank you.
I had to think for a second there.
I have a waterproof GoPro. I've used it like 6 times. Again, $600. It's sitting on the shelf collecting dust. GoPro.
Yeah.
So same idea, right?
Same total idea. Trying to see while you're talking if I can find the one that I use.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to show my screen again. I want to just go into some marketing strategies. I want to just digress for a little bit and talk a little bit about some interesting stuff that has come to my mind. Select window or screen. Ba-ba. So if I show I think I'll be okay if I just show my browser, which is Firefox.
Probably.
I hope that's it.
Something's happening in a second. I can see something's going on there.
I've
There you go.
I've got another
Yep.
web browser open. All
That's
right,
working.
this is not. If I went over to Firefox, can you see it switch?
Yeah. Well, there's a document there right now.
Okay. No, I'm showing a blog post right now.
Oh, okay, because I'm seeing a black and white document right there. It's just
All
a
right.
white. It looks like a regular sheet of paper with black writing on it.
So, be patient with us, folks, because we're learning this software. It's a
While
little
you're
bit
doing
glitchy.
that, yeah. Let's see.
I'm trying to
And
show that I have that browser I just showed you. It's open separate from the main one. The main one I got is Firefox, and that's the one I'm trying to get to.
There. Can you see mine there?
Yes,
That's the one I have.
Same
Yep.
here.
Yep,
One
the
I used
Osmo
like-
3.
I used it like 4 times.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Mine could be the Osmo 2. But it works
Yeah.
really, really well.
It does. I think the 4's out now, but I have no reason to go to it. The 3 works perfect for me.
I'm going to try this. You're going to kill me.
Never.
I don't think this is going to work.
Because then people would have to come on here and listen to me all the time.
Copyright. StreamYard, Mozilla, Firefox is not the one to show because that'll do the repeating screen. Or if I show entire, well, let me try it. Yeah, it's doing that again. All right, never mind. I'm really having a hard. I have this open in Firefox, and I have about 12 other tabs open, and I wanted to cycle through the tabs as I talked about stuff, but it's not even letting me show the Firefox tab. So, but I'm going to wing it. I'm going to try it one more time.
Yeah, and if you can't, if you can send it to me somehow, I can try and show it.
That's going to be too complicated. So, all right. Anyways, it's all good. I do want to. Maybe Chrome will solve the problem. So it's too bad because I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to show everybody. I don't know why that's not.
That's like all those iPhone people telling me to switch to iPhone. It's like, no, I'll stay with my Android. Same with, I'll stay with my Chrome.
Well, I've been using Firefox. Never had a problem, ever.
Yep.
So. Your browser has blocked your screen. Click the green icon in your address bar to allow access. What? All right. Well, let me talk about some marketing if I can.
Go for it. You go right ahead.
I'm not going to show you guys anything. I just wanted to verify that I wanted to talk about a little bit about copywriting, and I did post in the Facebook group. I have a tags over to the right under popular posts, topics in posts. One of them is called Cliff Notes for Success. And February 18th, I put my Cliff Notes for Copywriting Secrets, which is a book I read 3-4 months ago. It's one of my morning books. My nighttime books I like to read. I like to read autobiographies and stuff. Morning, I like to read more technical stuff. So I read a few pages. And if I really like a book a lot, I'll make highlights and I'll make selections, and then I'll convert those selections into a PDF file. And I've shared all of those that I've created over the years in the Facebook group. So if you want to have a summary of some really hot books that I've loved, go grab them. They're there for you. So Copywriting Secrets is one of them, and it's in the Facebook group for you to grab. So copywriting to me is something that I think is really valuable. It's a really valuable strategy. So John, you're a pretty chatty guy.
I'm a pretty what guy?
Chatty guy.
Oh, chatty.
So somebody like you might say, I'm not saying this about you, but somebody about you might say, I'm no good at copywriting. I don't know. That's not my thing. And I would digress and totally disagree with you, because copywriting is nothing more than putting your words down on paper or blog. Okay. And that's all it is. And I've done so much of it in my life since the 90s. I really got serious about marketing my photography business when I got married and we had our first baby right away. It's like, all right, my wife quit her job as an accountant. This is serious. We got to make this work. And one of the marketing strategies that really worked for me and that I took up very, very seriously was copywriting. So I encourage you guys to go check out that summary. It's really, really good. If you want to know all you need to know about copywriting as a template, these are the strategies that you need to use. It's really, really, really simple. It's brain dead simple. And there's a million places for examples. Now, I did want to give you an example from my life, specifically my wife and I. My wife, I mentioned, does jewelry, right? Mm-hmm. I told her last year, I said, why don't you send me every day send me one of your favorite pieces of jewelry and sort of give me the basics about it. So if it's made with brass and it's designed like a lotus flower, mention that. Tell me that. And I will create some copy and you can do a post a day. And she's been doing that. Now, if you want to see examples of that, go to her Facebook group, her Facebook page. So go to Facebook and search Sakura Shop. Secure Shop Jewelry. And I encourage you to go there and like her page, give her some Facebook love. And when you go there, you can see some of her work. It says unique jewelry for unique women, custom metal designs. Her stuff's really, really nice. And last year when we were in Costa Rica for 3 months, well, almost 3 months, we had to come home early because of COVID. We went to the market every Thursday and we put a display up of her jewelry, and her stuff sold like hotcakes. She was doing better sales than any of the other jewelry vendors there because her stuff is nice. Uh-huh. So anyways, I go there and I'm going to give you I'm going to read out a couple examples of some of the copywriting that I have given to her when she sent me some of her pieces. I'm going to give you an example of something that she did yesterday. Now I want to tell you a little bit of backstory before I do that. This is really important. I swipe all the time. I'm constantly swiping ideas. And I use Jay Peterson. Hold on. I was going to show you guys this, but I can't. So I'm going to have to give you the website. Hold on. I got so many freaking bookmarked. So I have a folder of bookmarks that I open when I go to my computer after I'm done everything else in the morning. You know, I'm on my second or third cup of coffee. I go downstairs into my office where I am right now, and I open up all these browser bookmarks. There's like 53 of them, and they're all really essential. One of them is like my goals. So I'll read it, and then I'll click it off, and I'll say, okay, bye, let's close that. Or anything that is relevant that, you know, I have to attend to and that I need a reminder. So that's a strategy that I do with using bookmarks. So I open that up every morning, and the amount of bookmarks I have changes because, you know, I'll post something in there and it'll be, okay, don't forget to go buy this little item for Fairy Day. And I'll bookmark it and I'll put it in that folder. And then when I buy it, I'll take it off. So I'll have one for Hootsuite, which is my social media management software. And that opens up to remind me, go set up I'm going to set up 3 posts every day, which I do religiously. So Jay Peterman is exactly as you spell it. Jay Peterman, M-A-N, J-P-E-T-E-R-M-A-N. Famous in the world of marketing for their copywriting and catalog sales. They use descriptions for all their products. Just go there and you'll see what I mean. It's genius. And now you might think, well, that's pretty stupid. Well, you can't argue with success. It's not stupid. It may not make much sense to you, but when you add stories to your products, you're literally entering a person's perception at a much higher level, and you're connecting with them at a much higher level. So that's a strategy that we're using for her jewelry, and that's a strategy that I use in order to get ideas. I go to the Jay Peterman website, and I'll just click on one of their products. Typically, I go in the women's section because this is the market, but sometimes I'll go to guys just to see. And I'll look at, okay, what is it they're describing? Say, I'll look at a blazer or a jacket. And, okay, there's a houndstooth blazer for $248 US. Here's their description. Intelligence. In the beginning, the idea of a tweed blazer was to make something simple, chic, fitted but not cumbersome, adopted by royals, movie stars, and innumerable ladies of consequence, usually known by a single name, like ladies like Madonna. The tweed blazer became synonymous with brainy sensuality. So there's 2 more paragraphs, and I won't get into them all, but that's the idea. That's the kind of copywriting that one could easily use for inspiration in their photography business, or if you're doing like jewelry like I am for my wife. So I'll go there when I need ideas. I do that all the time. Now, I got to give you one other area, and this is called significantobjects.com. These guys took little pieces of junk that they bought at flea markets and yard sales, and they gave them all stories. They bought them like for cheap or for free or for like pennies. And they gave them all stories, and they put them on eBay, and the sales were through the roof. So significantobjects.com. If you want to get some, see how somebody can make up stuff through copywriting. I'm looking at one here. It's a little piggy bank. They sold it for $15.50. They paid $2 for it. And there's like literally 7 or 8 paragraphs of description. They make up stuff. Okay, and I kind of do that for my wife's jewelry. So I'm gonna just give you that right now. So yesterday she sent me a couple of earrings, and she said they're made with brass and designed off of a lotus flower. Okay, so I went and like, all right, lotus. Let's go search lotus flower on Google, and I went to Wikipedia, and it said Nelumbo nucifera. That's the Latin meaning for the lotus flower, and this is what I wrote. I didn't get any of these ideas from J. Peterman or Significant Objects, but sometimes I don't have to because it's a lotus flower. Lotus flower is pretty cool. There's a whole backstory to it. And if you'll look at a lot of religious icons like Buddha and what have you, the lotus flower plays in that, the history and the symbols that they use, because apparently Buddha is sitting on a lotus flower. All right, so here I wrote Lelumbo nucifera, the lotus flower, a symbol of what is divine and of balanced perfection, worthy of Buddha, dangling from the sacred flower blossoms an etched brass surfboard. The lotus flower, an aquatic plant, like you, it thrives in water. So if you go to her website or Facebook group, and you'll see that was the most recent, that was yesterday's post. And I just made that up. I made that up in under a minute, maybe 2. Maximum 3. And that's kind of how I write. So it's really super easy to get ideas if you just open up your mind and just kind of run with your imagination and just, I'm tying in actual facts. The Buddha, the lotus flower, the Lulumbo nucifera, which is Latin description, the scientific Latin description of what the lotus is. And I didn't know this, but a lotus is an aquatic flower. Did you know that, John?
No, I did not know that.
Now you know that.
Oh, he lost his ears. So you're going to have to listen to me talk while Rob puts his ears back on.
I accidentally pulled a plug on my headphones. Fun. I got excited. All right. So I just wanted to mention that about copyright. I think copywriting is really, really important. And if you do a post to your website, I've done hundreds of pages of posts, and it helps. It really, really helps with search engine optimization. And it's really, really easy. You don't need to come up with a freaking book or a novel or a multiverse poem. You just short descriptions, have fun with it, make up stories, use stories in your own life or your clients' lives, of course, with permission. Ask them for permission. Your clients will have a lot of really cool stories. Let me just mention one more example, and this is a marketing / sort of copywriting. And I posted it an hour ago in the Facebook group, and it's from Peter Schaff. Now, Peter Schaff owns the big limousine company in our city. And he's actually the guy 2 weeks ago that picked us up at 1 a.m. in Toronto when my wife and I flew in from Atlanta. He's the guy we needed a ride home, I said, how are we going to get home? The law says you have to go straight home. You can't go to a hotel and rent a car the next day. So I texted him. I said, do you have this ever, like, pick us up from Sudbury, 4-hour drive? And he said, yeah. And it wasn't cheap, but I said, we got to do it. Let's just do it. So anyways, I've known him for years and years. And I've known him since he started in the 90s. He's a really good guy. And I saw his post he put. I was like, well, this is fun. Go check it out in the Facebook group. Here's what he posted. $70 million winner, 3 exclamation marks. Nightlight Limousines will take you to Toronto to pick up your winnings over $1 million for free. Let them take you in comfort and style, stress-free, to pick up your lottery winnings. We'll bring you to the Lottery Corporation, which I know well, LOL. I think he's being facetious there. Pick up your check, $1 million or more, and bring you back home. That's all you have to do is to tell everyone about us. Call me when you're ready. 560-LIMO. Please share. Don't you think that's fun and quirky?
Yeah, but it works. It gets in their minds.
Yeah.
There was an actual place in, I think, Toronto or something like that, that did a billboard, or you know those little signs you put outside your business and you could change the lettering on it all the time. And it was when Toronto was really bad and never making the playoffs in the hockey. And they actually had an advertisement on their board saying free wings and beer for every Leaf playoff game. Well, they knew they weren't making the playoffs that year, so. But it worked.
Yeah. Please share. I wonder how many people took pictures of that sign and shared it with everybody.
I saw it all over Facebook.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's really, really fun. I love it. And I love what Peter's doing with his limo company.
Yeah. I definitely have to get better with my copywriting, that's for sure.
Well, John, you got a lot of personality. You got a lot of stories, and you're very bubbly and outgoing. I mean, it's just really simple.
Yeah, mine's trouble putting it on paper. I always, when I have an email that I need something to say that's going to be long, or if I have something advertisement I want to do, I always tell Colleen what I need, and then she's good at putting it on paper for me.
Yeah, but she might be taking away the personality. That's what happens if she's pretty academically astute at vocabulary and grammar and all that stuff.
Yeah, and while you were talking about those other places, I was putting their websites up there for everybody to see.
Which websites?
The J. Peterman I put up there. I had your wife's Facebook page up there, and I also had that other one, the significant one. I was showing it on there while we were going.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even realize you were doing that, because I was doing my thing over here. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so there's, I found out about significant objects. I forget where, reading a book somewhere, and I was like, oh, this is really smart. I'm always learning, studying, and it reminds me of another place that, I've signed up. I don't, not anymore, but for years I was Ben Settle. He's an email expert. And he mentioned in his, when you sign up for his free emails, I can't remember. You either pay for it or you get it when you first sign up with his program. Yeah, that's what it is. He sends you a bonus special report. And in there, he talks about this company that 100% sells wine via email. And you have to get on the email list by invitation only. And the guy makes millions and millions of dollars a year in sales, 100% using email. And it was genius. And I signed up for many, many years to that email list. I finally got tired of it because I'm not going to buy any wine. He sells every day. He sells. He'll say, I got 16 crates of this red from the vineyard in Tuscany, Italy, and he'll describe it, and he'll describe the wine, and he'll go for the first come, first serve. You gotta. This is how much it's going to be, and he does that every day, and that's how he sells. I mean, so there's a way to use the word, the spoken word or written word. And that reminds me of one of the most popular ways, which is what we're doing right now, which is video. So, I mean, why couldn't somebody do a live stream for their actual studio? Or, I mean, John, you must be creating a certain amount of notoriety with your community TV program.
We are. The only problem with our TV program is, of course, that you have to see it through their TV channel. If you don't subscribe, you can't see it. But we are getting a little bit more, actually more my co-host than I am, because I was getting more notoriety with just the photography. I know a lot of the business owners and we work together and stuff, but then by doing the show, my co-host would be in the grocery store somewhere and somebody would be looking at him going, hey, you're the guy from that show. So
you're a celebrity, man.
Yeah, in his own right.
Yeah, that's not happening to you. It's got to be, to some degree, it's got to be creating some notoriety.
Well, we've actually gotten to the point where we actually not always have to chase down people to come on the show. Sometimes we actually get emails from people or messages on Facebook. Hey, how can I get on your show? How can I be a guest on your show? So,
yeah, but I mean, you as a local celebrity now who is recognizable through that media, and they're making a connection to your photography studio.
Yep.
I mean, that's going to create goodwill.
Definitely.
Unless they go to your studio and like you're a real jerk. He's not the same guy as he is on TV. I don't know what it was.
But I also find even some of the stuff I do for charity events around the town that helps out too, because I mean I do stuff for the Pembroke Regional Hospital Foundation. We do stuff when the Cancer Society used to have their office here. We did stuff for them, and that gets a lot of notoriety too, because like, as soon as they see you're willing to volunteer, you're not always out there trying to take money out of their pocketbook, but you're out there volunteering your services for free and stuff. That goes around wise too. So.
Big time. Big believer in that. Big. Yeah, it's
Definitely.
called affiliation marketing.
Yep.
Okay, so further to that, talking about the visual, video, and all that, if you don't have a YouTube channel for your studio, you're missing out. Well, let me give you two examples. Okay, there's John. Can you go to Hayes Garden World on YouTube and show us the screen?
Go to
Hayes,
on YouTube. Okay.
yeah, Hayes. Hayes Garden World.
H-E-Y. Yep.
Hayes.
E-S.
And
Hayes. And
show us the screen.
what's the rest of it? Hayes
Garden World.
Garden World. There he is. Weber. Let's see if we can find him here. Is he a cook?
It's a garden center in the UK,
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see what we
but
got.
they do have
anyway.
some cooking videos.
Let me see. I don't know. This might be it here. All right. I think I got her. So let's share the screen there because I think I found her.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm going to talk about this in a minute.
Does that look
There it
like
is.
him right there?
That's him
Okay.
or her. I don't know. So I went to a video a couple days ago because I've been all fascinated with wood-fired pizza ovens, right? And I'm probably going to buy one at some point in time. And I've been watching videos for years now on barbecuing and how to cook steaks and ribeye, and it's sort of a little bit of a hobby of mine. And I wanted to watch some videos on wood-fired pizza ovens. So, and how, specifically, can you cook a ribeye? Can you cook a porchetta and burgers and steaks? And apparently you can. So that put a smile on my face. So I went to one video that they had, which was him and another dude showing how they cook a ribeye. And I'm like, okay, ribeye's tricky. You know, you got to use, and it's pretty much almost exactly to how you would cook it in a regular oven, but there's a few different strategies. But that's not the point. The point was it was a really good video. And then I noticed, holy moly, this is a company in the UK, and their primary industry is they're a garden center. And look at the videos they have.
Yeah.
So anybody with any kind of a local business out to have the same thing. Why not? Why not?
Yep. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I do a lot of Facebook Lives through my business when I have things to do and stuff. I go on there.
I think you ought to have a YouTube channel, and you should put all those lives in there, and you should put a whole bunch of other videos. Now, if you go to mine, John. Type in Westmount Photography. See if mine shows. So, in a sense, we're kind of talking about copy because we're talking about words, right? We're talking about communication. Yeah. Okay.
There's the Wizard of Light one.
Yeah. Go there. Go to click on podcast. Yeah. There it is. So if you go to playlists, hold on. Scroll up. Hold on. Don't move. Oh, don't move. Oh, you're moving.
Sorry.
I got a whole section in there. There, over to the right, there's 48 videos. See? One over.
Here.
There. Click view full playlist.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit play. Hold on a second. I hit the wrong one. There we go.
Down. There. All right. So I have all kinds of videos I've created. I use these all the time. How I like to photograph weddings. The best of weddings is 2016. How I photograph newborns. Bringing your child in for portraits. The one that gets probably the most views is bringing your child in for fairy portraits because we send that out with all our emails when we book a.
Yeah.
So if you scroll down more, you out to have. It's so easy to do something like this. I did a few for Selena Rose. And if you click on getting great results with commercial photography, I want to show you something really quick. And you can see.
I'm just going to turn the volume down on it there. I don't know if you could hear the volume last time.
Yeah, I don't know. Just tap it into the middle. Okay, stop right there. It's good. Okay. This is me shooting video on automatic white balance, automatic ISO. I just put it on the camera. 2 lights, 1 light on me, 1 light in the background with a red paper backdrop. And all I'm doing is communicating to my clients. And I had better hair back then, didn't I? This is about 4 years ago. 4 years ago. My hair is leaving me. I'm going after the John Butler manicured dome look. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. And man, I mean, if you're not creating videos and having them on your YouTube channel, I think you're missing a great opportunity. And it all ties in under the same umbrella as what I like to call copywriting, or using words and or phrases and information. Information marketing might be a broader term that makes more sense, using information marketing to promote your photography business. And I do that as well when I'm pitching somebody. So let me give you 2 examples. If somebody, a couple of years ago, we photographed the entire city. The new mayor was elected, and they were putting bids out, and they wanted a certain look, and we won the bid, by the way. And so I was like, I really want to take this in a different direction. So I created a video of me. I was like, hey guys, thanks for taking this, blah, 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 blah. I'd like to propose some unique ideas and directions. And then I made a suggestion. I wanted it to look different than what they've been doing in the past. And they jumped at it. So, that's a much better way to communicate your ideas than to just go in there and start shooting it in case they hate the idea. I want clarity and communication. So,
yeah.
And I do that all the time. I'll create a video for a specific purpose. And I'll do it for one-off, like family shoots. And
yeah. I think I did one myself, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I used my DSLR for it. It worked because I was doing it for my Christmas special that I did. It was the first time doing a Christmas special, and I don't know how long.
What do you mean by Christmas special? Like family photos in your studio with a Christmas theme?
Yeah, like mini special with that Christmas backdrop. And I'm trying to see if I can find it here, because it actually went over very well. Where am I going here? I just go and find my page here. Let's go back there. We'll go pages. John A. Butler Photography. And you can keep going on about your stuff there if you want while I find it here.
Okay. Actually, I'm all done.
Okay. Let me see if I might even be able to find it really quickly here. Even with, this is the one here. So I'm just going to open it up, and you tell me if you can hear it or if you can't hear it. I think the volume's on it. I'm just going to turn it down because it's really loud.
Crank it up so we can hear it, because it's going to pick up on your microphone. So it's going
no, because I got my headphones in, so it won't pick up on the microphone. Screen share. Where are we here? Share my screen. And we want to go to Facebook. There. Now, can you see the screen?
Yep. So if people wanted to see this, they can go to your YouTube channel?
No, this is on Facebook's my John A. Butler Photography page under videos.
So it's
only a minute and a half long. And I don't know if you can hear that.
No. Turn the volume up on your help, is it?
All right. So what I can do then is I'll take the headphones out for just a second, and then I'll crank it so you can hear it. So you probably hear an echo from me right now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Oh, we hear it now.
Hello, welcome to John A. Butler Photography. I am sitting right here in our setup for this year's Christmas portrait special that we are putting on this November. Friday, November 13th from 5 till 8. Saturday, November the 14th.
Nice.
From 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock. You can book your time to get in here and have some beautiful family portraits done just for the season. We don't do this very often, so now's the time to do it. We have limited spaces available. So if you want to join this special, make sure you contact us now. Call John.
That's a marketing strategy, by the way.
You can email us, you can send me a text message, or you can get me right here on Facebook. but make sure you book your time now before all the slots book up. We're already about a third of the way booked up as it is, and we just started advertising this week. So if you're looking to get family portraits done in a nice Christmas setup or a nice Christmas scene.
Hey, John, did you show any examples of actual family shot?
No, I didn't have any samples.
Say the butler did.
That would have been a nice thing to add in, sort of. Love the music.
Yeah, my friend Dave edited it for me and put the music there, and then it just ends like that. It
Cool.
just fades out sometime. See if I can. Yeah, and it just starts to fade out now.
Very angelic and Christmassy. Love
So
it.
that's how we did it, and that was shot on my Canon 6D with I had a borrowed, at the time I didn't have my own microphone, so I had my borrowed lav mic from your TV here that I do my show on, and had it wirelessly plugged into my 6D, and I just recorded it, and then I sent the footage to Dave through Google Drive or something like that, and he edited it together for me and sent it back to me. So, but that was the first time ever doing it, so I didn't have any samples to show. So
Yeah. Well, there's a template.
Yep.
Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat.
yeah, so
That's-
I thought
that's
it went
really
over very well. So.
Well, you said it was, you booked up pretty solid, right?
Yeah, we booked up, I think we ended up doing about 15, 16 shoots over that period, so
Okay.
which was big
Which
because I
is
don't
big.
do mini sessions usually, so
Yeah. I could see myself doing something like that for fairy pictures.
Mhm.
But I feel I can also see myself getting lazy and saying, no, I don't need to do them because we're
you're
we
established
always-
already.
Well, we always get booked out, and we just
Yeah.
run primary social media ads. I don't want to sound too full of myself or, hubristic, where it's like, we're always going to be busy, because that may go away, and I may have to find alternate ways to keep in front of people's eyes. And I think that this is a very, very, very smart idea. Diana saying very nice and magical. So
But yeah, I enjoy it, but I think the one main things in there tried to make sure I did was repeat my business name throughout the videos a bunch of times to make sure it gets into their head a little bit. Also,
okay, you did that on purpose.
I did on purpose because you want to keep throwing that John A. Butler photography out there, and then you also want to put that call of action in there that, hey, it's a limited time, and I don't usually do this very often, so make sure you book now, because once it's booked, that's it. You can't ask me for another day. And I didn't put any pricing in there. Let them contact you about pricing, and
When
just
they call-
tried to make it. What's that?
Was the price an issue when they called?
No,
was
I
it-
don't think so. I basically based it off of your fairy portraits when you were here. Did the
Right.
same sort of template. Mine was a little bit cheaper than yours, I think. Not much. I think actually it was about the same, because I think when you came, you had it like $99 plus tax or $95 plus tax or something like that. And I think mine was just $95 no tax or something like that.
Right.
And
Very
and then I based my packages similar to yours. I went a little bit lower, but not much. We just wanted to try it and see what would work. But basically the same products as you did, just with, I had a friend of mine who owns a business here, and his wife, and I did their wedding about 8 years ago, I think it was. Really good friends of ours now. And so I said, hey, I need a sample family to come and get some sample products made, so when the people come here, I got samples to show them. So we brought them in after I did that video and shot some sample stuff with them, and then had like the 16 by 24 canvas made. I had what do you got? The album Polkas, the matted prints. We did the little 6x8 ones in a box.
love those.
And we also did the 8x8 album Polka event book. Oh, look at this. She must be hearing me. So this was one of the sample canvases, the 16 by 24 that we did.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
So that's
The
a
green
16.
is looking wonky, but we get it.
That's true too. I never thought of that. And it's a 2-inch thick one. So we usually do the 2-inch thick unless they need smaller.
Who does your canvas prints, John?
Those are done by Technicare out of Edmonton.
Winnipeg.
Then we had our panel board like you do, the plaque mount with the black. And we did the 5, and we offered the 3 also.
This is
the
from
5.
Technicare as well?
This is Technicare. And then, so I made a sample plaque on the 5, but offered it with 3 pictures too. But then at 10 by 20 and 10 by 30. But then we also offered it in a framed print like you did. And my local framer that does my framing for me had this simple black frame to use.
It's all
And that
you
was
need.
so we did the 3 one with that, and we offered it in the 5 also. So
Beautiful.
one was done in the 3. So, and then we of course had the sample album, which I see her walking around. She'll probably have it for you to see in a second. And but we had the matted prints too, like I said, and it went over very well. I think we sold probably out of those 15 people, about 3 albums. I think 2 or 3 albums. We sold a bunch of these a couple of these plaques, and a lot of canvases, a lot of prints. And it went over very well. It was very successful, actually.
Nice.
So, I think
I
we probably grossed from that weekend. I think we grossed, and I'm guessing here. I'm trying to remember. I think it was something like about 3,500 gross or net. Sorry, from
Cool.
it.
So pretty much in a short period of time.
Exactly. And there's my album, Christmas 2020. Of course, you could see where the green was because it goes right through.
Yeah.
And it's just album of polka. We just use. I even used some of Album of Polka's templates that they had there and designed it on there.
That's really nice, John. Beautiful work.
Yeah, so we were happy with it.
You must have a good camera.
I have a great camera. It's a Canon,
You must have a good
which
camera.
goes good when you work at base because you have a Canon. And also one thing I do, you can't see it there, but I
There
make
it
sure
is.
my name's on there too. Not
Nice.
just Album of Polka's, but my name too.
Yeah,
I think you pay an extra $3 or something for that, but it's worth it.
something like that. Yeah, we use Album of Polka as well, and we're like I had mentioned earlier. We just ordered their framed canvas print and
Okay.
the one, whatever that plastic material is. I'll talk about it more in the future.
Sure.
Because I literally just unboxed it this morning, and we use GTA out of Toronto. I'd like to tell my Technicare story if I can.
Let's go right ahead.
But for canvases, we use Simply Canvas out of Ohio. They are unbelievable. So I know there's a lot of really good labs down in the States, Miller's and a few others that are top notch. It's going to sound like I'm dissing Technicare, but I'm not. Okay, I love Technicare. I love all the people there, but it's not what I'm doing. So I can remember in Calgary at the PPOC convention back about 12 years ago, going there, and you had to go up this escalator to the hall where the trade show was, and there was this side hall which was rented out by Technicare.
Okay.
So the main hall was to the right, and the side hall, which was much smaller, but 100% dedicated to Technicare. And I didn't know what Technicare was because they had just come into town, or they rebranded an old lab. And I thought it was, looks like it's for like the medical industry because of Technicare. I didn't know. It's pretty vague.
Sounds
So
like it.
I don't like the name, but I didn't know. So I went through the whole convention, never having gone in there. And at one time, I think this was within the same year, I was at a branch meeting with Judy Cormier down in Toronto.
Yep.
James and I were there, and I forget if we were speakers or not, but we all went up for supper after. And Technicare sponsored it. And the dude who was the rep sat beside me at supper time.
Okay.
So we were talking and having usually fun the way photographers have fun. Okay. Nobody at any one of those two events came up to me and said, "Hey, Rob, have you ever heard of Technicare? Would you like to know more?"
Yeah.
Not one single person.
Not one. Well, hopefully they've changed a little bit since then.
And I sat beside the guy right there.
Yeah.
I was having these conversations with him, and I was just like, I wasn't going to go, I had no reason to check him out. I was really happy with the lab I was with. So if you're going to try, if you're happy with your lab, it's going to be pretty hard to pull you away. There's a lot of loyalty there.
Well, I have an account with GTA also. I just haven't used them in a long time because I've got a good rapport with Technicare where I have certain things that I get discounts and because I do my things in bulk with them. Warren uses them too, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, it's literally in his backyard.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I used to be their competition actually, because when I lived in Edmonton for 3 years, before I even knew who Technicare was, I actually worked for a home chain there called McBain Camera, which is
Okay.
all 5 stores throughout Edmonton, one in Red Deer at the time, and it was a family-owned chain. And I worked as a salesman for them for 3 years, and we actually had about 3 of our stores had labs in the stores, and we actually had a photo lab. So anything I needed done, I just had them do it. That would have been 03 to 2006.
Yeah, I don't think Technicare was around.
I think they had just come out.
Yeah.
Because I remember at one time I did have to use them, probably around 2004, 2005. I used them. They were on the main Jasper Avenue there, on the main strip there.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've got a whole new place, a whole new warehouse area now. But
so you're
I
really
didn't really
happy
know
with
them.
You're really happy with them.
Yeah, because I've had really good, even with customer service. Like I had once where last time I did hockey, so it wasn't it would have been about a year ago, October, when we shot Petawall hockey here, and I accidentally, we made our own templates there for our memory mates, which is where you get the individual picture with the team picture on that 1/8x10, and I had the name of the league underneath there saying Greater Petawall Minor Hockey Association. Didn't realize it till I printed all 350 or whatever memory mates for the league. I spelt association wrong.
Oh, John.
I had the word S in there. I had a letter S instead of a C in there, and I'm like, so
You're such an ass.
So I called up Technicare and I talked to the girl there, Quincy, who's awesome, who I deal with there, and I told her my problem. I said I screwed up. I know it's not much you could do, but I'm gonna have to reprint them though. So they actually gave them to me at half price. They didn't charge me full price. It was my mistake, but they still gave them to me at half price, which saved me tons of money and still was able to make a profit. Yeah. And if it was something that they did wrong, they usually just cover it for free. I had that with one of my prints that's above my couch here that you saw when you were here, of that one couple with their baby. And when it first came, the box was damaged a bit, and just the corner was kind of damaged. But I knew when I framed it, it'd be covered. But I still, the couple paid a lot of money for that canvas, or for that print. So it was mounted on masonite and laminated. So I called up Technicare, told them my situation. They're like, nope. We'll reprint it. We'll get it sent out right away. And I said, okay, what do you want me to do with this? When it comes, do you want me to just send it back? They go, no, we don't need it. There's nothing we could do with it. We're just going to destroy it. So if you want to keep it, keep it. So at no cost, they replaced it for me. So I had it framed and given to the client. But then I had an extra one here that I was able to just frame myself and put up on my wall here too. So, and it's a 20 by 30.
Nice. So they have good, they take care of you guys.
They do. They take care of me really well. So even right now, we just had a lady who, Christmas time, we did fall portraits for her family, and she calls me just after Christmas in tears. It was just before Christmas. We were doing Santa Pictures. She calls me in tears. She accidentally was going through the garbage at her house and throwing things away and didn't realize that the one place she put her little 8x10s and 5x7 prints I did for her, about 9 of them altogether, she accidentally threw out in the garbage of her family portraits. And I'm like, oh, crap.
Did you reprint them for free?
We didn't do it for free, but we did give them a deal because I called Technicare and told them the situation, and we were able to get it done at half the price again. And they worked it out for me. So I told her that I could charge her half price, and she was happy with that. So
nice.
It didn't cost her. It was like $100 or $120 or something she had to pay, as opposed to $250 to $300. So, but she was happy to do it. So, and we looked good because we got it fixed for her, and we didn't charge her full price either. So it goes good with rapport for the public out there.
Yep.
So
yeah, well, it's fair, and it's pretty decent of you to do that.
Yeah.
Work with her and make her happy. So a lot of
I
people
tell Colleen all the time, you got to keep the customer happy, but at the same time, you can't let them walk all over you either to make them happy.
They're not always right.
No. And
so
we did what we had to do.
Good thing most of them are decent folks, and
and this one really is. So, but this was a generational one too. That's why it was so important to her.
Yeah.
So, because it was her and her husband with their 3 kids, with their kids' families too, their spouses and their kids, and then we also had the father, who had been the grandfather here. We had his mom too. So it was like a 1, 2, 3, 4 generations in this one. So she was kind of bummed out about it. So
no kidding, must have broke her heart.
Yeah. So we got it fixed for her.
Let's wrap it up. I just want to finish off by making a few comments about a book I'm reading now and creating a highlights PDF to share with everybody.
Okay.
So if you got anything else you want to add, John, now's your chance.
Nope. Go for it.
I think next week we'll have a speaker, special guest speaker. I got a few ideas lined up.
Okay.
I will let you know later. And if you guys are watching this and you want to be also one of our guests, let us know. We're open to ideas.
And don't be afraid to, even when we log off here throughout the week until next week, if they want to still throw comments in this videos, they can. But it's easier if they just put hashtag replay and then put their comment or question in there, because we'll still see them.
Yeah. So I found this book, I think, on Kindle. It's my morning book. And I always download free samples. And I really didn't like the title of it. So I was a little skeptical, but then I started reading it, and I was like, oh, this is so good. So I love it. So the book is called The Power Bible, and it's written by Lemon is the last name, B. Lemon, and W. Betteet, B-E-T-E-E-T. And I found an interview with James Altucher and the petite dude. And I started reading the book. And again, the title, I think, is a bad... Brendan Lemon and William Betteet. There it is. The Power Bible. I just think it's a bad title. I don't understand it. It's a really good read, and it's loaded with some really, really good self-help. I'm going to put it under the category of self-help or empowerment, stuff I really like. I've read so much of that in my life. A lot of it is starting to get boring to me now. So when I read a book that has a new sort of look at things, I get excited. So I'll give you a couple of quotes from this book. From page 26, this is something I highlighted. So I'm not done the book yet. I'm 3/4 of the way through. And when I'm done, I'm going to share all these in the PDF form with you guys. And so I really liked what he had to say. A person who respects themselves feels no general anxiety when they are alone. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
A person who completely accepts themselves feels no social anxiety. Self-acceptance is your projection of people's perception of you. Respect is your perception of yourself. I freaking love that. People profit from you finding yourself unacceptable. Corporations sell you the cure for your unacceptability, but what they are selling is a distraction. So, why should you accept yourself? There is nothing more parasitic to your frame than a lack of self-acceptance. The word frame comes up over and over again. Frame is like the position of authority that you come from or you're lacking. Your feeling of these characteristics make you deficient is a lie. You are going through the process of accepting the truth, which is what you should be proud of, your immutable characteristics. I think young people need to hear that. Many people with bad personal frames are trapped trying to win over an audience that rejected them, rather than accepting themselves and finding the audience that would love them authentically. So there's more to it than that, and there's a lot of really, really good comments and other ideas and insights to do with frame and self-acceptance, and it just blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. So there it is, the Power Bible. I find that a bizarre title, and I find that a bizarre logo. A king's helmet with a noose.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I get it, but it's such a good book. So
it could have something to do with if you're not taking the power of your own life, you're ending up hanging yourself, basically.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But I felt they could have done a better job. But it's not for me to say, because the content is superior, and you guys will see what I mean when I share the PDF file of the highlights of that book, which should be coming up very, very soon. So. All right, Johnny.
All right.
So thanks for doing this again.
Nope. I enjoy it. I look forward to it every week.
Me too. And tell your wife thank you for helping
Except
out.
for when people cancel on me and don't do it one week.
Who did that?
I think it was some Robert guy. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
That was two Wednesdays ago when I was
Something
traveling.
like that.
That was the
Yes.
day I was traveling.
Exactly.
I flew from.
No, I even
Costa
asked
Rica.
because Colleen even told me she remembered hearing you on the speakerphone saying that we're gonna go from the Wednesday to the Friday. So
Oh,
if anybody's
you're right.
wondering, then you can blame. I'm gonna go. What is it? This way? Yeah, that guy over there. I'm throwing everybody under the bus today. It seems to be one of those days. I don't know why.
It's all
Except for
good, man.
Technicare.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but
That's okay. It's all good.
My brain was in a cloud.
That's
that was
okay. I
a
probably wasn't ready anyways.
My intentions were there, and yeah. So
Well, you and I always say we're going to get on this 10 minutes early so we can get everything worked out. And I'm always the one that's the late one. You're always ready to go. And I'm like coming in 5 minutes later saying, okay, I'm coming. I'm getting the link.
it all works out in the end, though. So. But anyways, we'll send out notice and emails and what have you and posts. with
Exactly.
as soon as I confirm the next special guest that we have for the next Photo Buzz a week from today.
Sounds like a plan.
So I'm I'm a free man as of today, so we're excited, and we're meeting with some clients later on to book a wedding, hopefully, and get that whole photography business back on the rails, going full steam ahead, and
Yep.
And I wish you well, John, in all the photo shoots you're doing with your hockey teams and whatever else rolls down the pipe.
Yeah, we have a charity one on Sunday, so
Always good to be busy.
yeah. So
All right.
well, till next week then. I guess we'll get ready and we'll log her off. So we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks, guys.